college football game this weekend.
Did anything happen this weekend in college football around here in SoCal? USC, UCLA at the granddaddy of them all.
Let me ask you something. 2011, UCLA USC plays a game. What's the score?
50-0.
50-0. 1 year later, one coaching change later, UCLA defeats the disappointing, underachieving USC Trojans 38-28. What were your thoughts?
Well, I mean, are you saying that Jim Mora Jr. is a better coach than what's his name from Colorado? What's his name?
Neuheisel?
Neuheisel? Yeah.
Neuheisel.
Thank you.
Neuheisel struggled. I thought he was going to turn it around. He was a terrible coach.
He's soft.
Very.
He's soft.
Tissue paper.
Jim Mora.
Twinkie filling.
Got him playing ball. They were
did.
fired. You watched the pregame of that?
Dude, you could...
If you saw that, you could tell from the pregame. UCLA was ready to play. SC thought they owned the city, and then they just had to show up and just collect their victory.
They were just going through the motions. I mean, getting off to a 24-0 deficit in the first half.
Embarrassing.
What is going on? All I know is Lane Kiffin didn't have him ready to play, and that's unacceptable and will not be accepted by athletic director Pat Hayden.
Matt Barkley, I'm sorry, but you're getting worse.
Matt Barkley loses this year. Senior year, Heisman favorite, loses to two redshirt freshman quarterbacks, Mariota and Hundley. I mean, Mel McShay.
Struggling.
What's his draft stock looking like, Mel McShay?
He has slipped down into the third or fourth or fifth round. I would
Really?
say. Straight up.
I think he'll show a little something in those combines because he can make all the throws, but you're never going to take away those picks.
You can watch him throw great in the combine. You can look at his strong arm. You can look at his height. You can look at everything. I'm going to look at how he responds against the teams he plays in college in the fourth quarter, and how when he gets hit or the game's on the line, he tends to start getting rattled and then starts disappearing, making some bad plays or bad throws. Yeah.
Another terrible facet of the SC Trojans were the special teams. Missed extra point. After they were getting some momentum, the guy Hadari misses an extra point. Then they get the ball back and they get a punt blocked.
There wasn't much positive to say about SC this week. Their defense is below average. Monty Kiffin, you're supposed to be some kind of guru on defense. College game has passed you by. The Tampa 2 does not work against the spread. It's pretty obvious. Either that or you just have all these All-Americans that you don't know how to coach upright. Your defensive line is embarrassing to me. They get a lot of sacks, but they can't hold up against the run.
Tampa 2 works in college and NFL, but not in college.
It worked 10 years ago in the NFL in 2002 when Tampa Bay won. They beat the Raiders so badly that year.
Well, Pat Hayden pledges his support for Lane, says he will return next year, and I don't blame him.
Well,
there's a lot of controversy going on.
I personally talked to a few famous USC football players of past this week.
You in with some famous Trojans?
And I heard that
get them on the show.
The sentiment is to get rid of Kiffin. That he needs to be gone.
He's dealt with
him and his old man. Get him out of here.
He's dealt with a pretty tough hand with the sanctions, the recruiting. 15 recruits when every other team is getting 25, so they're playing against guys that they would have on their team.
The only thing that could possibly keep Kiffin in this job is his ability to recruit. He has great classes. That's not arguable. He's getting great athletes and great players, but is he coaching them up to make them better college players right now? It's not.
He's underachieved.
Other than Marquise Lee, no one in this offense has gotten better.
I'll give a little shout out to Marquise Lee. 9 catches, 158 yards, and a touch. Guy's legit.
I read somewhere that an NFL scout said that if he was in the NFL right now, he'd be a top 10 receiver.
That guy's legit.
That's a pretty good compliment right there.
Moody McNeil, another bright spot, 21 carries for 161 yards, but all for naught. All these ridiculous performances by Marquise Lee, all for naught. Disappointing year, but after 4 losses, they get one more chance to redeem themselves, even though it's still a disappointing year. They got ESPN Game Day at the Coliseum next Saturday.
Notre Dame?
To play the Golden Domers.
The number one team in the nation.
Terrible.
Number one, Notre Dame.
Are you getting pumped up over there for the Golden Domers? I'm not buying it.
Think about if I told you at the beginning of the year when SC and Notre Dame played that not USC would be number one in the nation, but Notre Dame would be number one. You would have slapped me in the face and called me a retard.
I talked to some unbiased observers, and they say that they think that SC is going to kill them. Hey, what do you think? You think they have a chance?
Spoiled this, not with Max Whittick at quarterback. Unless that kid comes out and has a hello nation, here I am, and goes off and throws for 300 and 4 tugs or something. Because I can't.
Matt Barkley is out with a sprained shoulder. He got rocked by Anthony Barr.
Then again, you think about this Notre Dame team. They haven't exactly blown everyone out. They were very close against Stanford, which that's now that Stanford beat Oregon. That's not so bad of a loss, whatever. But Pittsburgh, they went Pittsburgh in overtime, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, they obviously aren't just killing people and blowing everyone out. They're having some tough games, but they keep winning, which is what good teams do. And I know Kelly's going to be pretty confident coming in this USC, this game against USC. His team's playing well.
Well, my advice to Lane Kiffin is keep on recruiting.
Lane Kiffin, what?
Lane, keep recruiting the way you do. Stop with the petty, deflated footballs, changing numbers during the game, injury reports, walking out of the injury reports, media stuff. Just play football. I mean, this is ridiculous.
To me, he allowed
petty, but I'd give him another year.
To me, he allowed almost the impossible to happen. He allowed his team USC to come out flat against their crosstown rival. That you should not. That should never happen. That's the one game a year you should not have to say a word, and your team comes out with just bloodshot eyes, ready to just foaming at the mouth, ready to kill, and nothing. USC looked like they were just confused and scared and didn't know what was going on in that first half of the game.
So Lane loses to Oregon, a rival. Huge game, loses to UCLA. Remember, Pete Carroll? When he was at SC, he would win all the big games. Granted, that classic against Texas, that was a tough game. That one had me drinking some Jaeger. But other than that game, he would win all the close games, all the big games, rivalry games. He had a ridiculous record against the UCLA. Lane's got to win the rivalry games. It's a big game on Saturday. If they come out and they're losing 0-24 in the second quarter against Notre Dame, this could be the end for him.
Well, I mean, Pat Hayden came out and said that right away after the UCLA game, which is what he pretty much had to say if he wasn't going to fire him this week before UCLA, which there's no way he was going to do. So you have to say, yeah, he's going to be back, but you can't tell me that if USC loses Notre Dame that it is not going to be overwhelming sentiment to get rid of Lane Kiffin.
Who would you get? I'll throw one name into the hat.
John Gruden?
That's what I was going to say. Gruden would... That's the only guy.
Honestly, I don't know if he would be the kind of guy that would be a good college coach because it's so complicated, and the way he explodes on his quarterbacks and how he treats them, that doesn't fly in a college game quite as well. It'd be like old school Steve Spurrier with his Florida quarterbacks,
I think he'd be successful. That guy's intense, he's passionate, and he's ready to win. I bet he'd be good with recruiting. Dude, the guy's a legend.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I'm the biggest John Gruden fan around. That guy is so fun to watch a football game and listen to.
That was the name. That was the name I was coming up with. All right, let's go through some other college football. Baylor beats Kansas State. We're surprised.
The number one team in the nation went down this week.
Team, yeah. You surprised?
Very surprised.
Really? I was never sold on Kansas State. Still,
I wasn't sold, but I didn't. After the way they went through the season and just handled business, I didn't expect them to get beat by 30 against Baylor. I knew Baylor could put up points, but I didn't think them just to put the beating on them that they did.
Stanford. Now, this is the game that shocked me. This is the game that I couldn't believe. Stanford beats Oregon 17-14 in overtime. I thought this was Oregon's year.
I did too, but I did think that this was the game that if Oregon was going to lose during the regular season, this would be the game they lost. Stanford grinds it out, man. They almost beat Notre Dame at Notre Dame. They should have beat them, I thought. It was a close game.
14 points. Oregon.
Stanford is a physical team. They used to have Jim Harbaugh as their coach. Remember that, okay?
They still have that.
They're only a year or so removed from Jim Harbaugh.
Seriously,
and his intensity and his physical type of football.
That brand that Stanford plays is straight from the Harbaugh gene.
And their quarterback they got after Andrew Luck is no slouch. He's pretty decent.
I was shocked by that outcome. I thought it might be tight in the first half, but I thought Oregon would put up 40, 45 points, 50 points, and
20.5. I saw the spread at 20.5, and I said, give me Stanford with 20.5 all day long.
All right, one of your favorites, one of Adrian's favorites over there, Notre Dame takes care of Wake Forest 38-0. Are they the best team in the nation? Tell me they are.
Right now, I cannot say they're the best team in the nation.
Neither can I.
But they're the only team that is where they were, and they're undefeated. You know, I mean, granted, there's Ohio State, but they're not that great. Ohio State could go undefeated this year and not even be. I know
nobody's even talking about them.
Urban Meyer doing a heck of a job over in Ohio State.
Top 3 coaches in the nation.
He's right there.
You put them in any order you want. I got Nick Saban, Urban Meyer, and Chip Kelly.
It's 3 solid coaches right there.
Anybody else come off the top?
Right now, no, not for winning.
All right. Well, Notre Dame, SC, it's going to be a huge game at the Coliseum. SC has one more chance to show something, just to show something this year, because what they've showed this year is just boo.
Bama just wiped the floor with an average team.
What's up with SEC teams playing these tomato cans?
Western Carolina?
What is that?
They're not in the top 25 this year?
No, Western Carolina, I've never even heard of them having a football team. I don't know where Alabama and SEC schools come off playing these tomato cans.
I felt bad for that team after losing. Do you think Western Carolina wasn't just going to get just punished?
Yeah, seriously. But hey, I bet the school made some money off of it.
All right.
So new BCS rankings, we got Notre Dame 1, Alabama 2, Georgia 3.
The
G, as in Garden.
Grove.
4, Florida. 5, Oregon. 6, Kansas State. Is there any trend in there for you?
So SEC teams around?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. 3 of them where they're back in the mix, and I don't like it. Overrated. But everybody else, Kansas State had its shot. Oregon had its shot.
Before we get off college football, there's a couple of little things I want to talk about. So if you can go back and find some film on the Oklahoma-West Virginia game, you might want to take a look at it. There were some numbers put up in that game. All right? I believe there was 1,440-something yards of total offense in the game. You hear that very often?
I did. I heard about that.
50-49, Oklahoma had to come back and throw a touchdown with 24 seconds left in the game. After being up 31-17 at half, they had to crawl back and score with 24 seconds to win it. Let me look at these stats right here. Landry, the quarterback for Oklahoma, 554 yards, 6 touchdowns. Let's see. The running back for West Virginia, Austin, 344 yards rushing.
That's outrageous.
Yeah, Big 12 record, I believe. Let's see, 572 all-purpose yards. The old record was 377 before that, broke it by 200 yards. And then the receiver for West Virginia, Bailey, 13 catches, 205, and 4 tugs. Is that a pretty good day?
That's an instant classic right there.
In a loss, by the way. 13 catches, 205 yards, and you lost.
Jeez.
4 touchdowns.
All right, well, that's college football. We'll see what happens next week.
Penn State did win this week. I forgot to say.
Penn State.
That coach has got to be getting congratulations. I mean,
they're not talking
the
about
most hated guy in America for taking that job. But hey, they're winning. They're doing all right.
He's doing a good job. He's a respectable guy. He's taken a horrible situation and made something out of it.
You got to give those guys
the future
those kids that stuck it out in that program. You got to give them mad props for that
stain that program has on it. He's actually made something out of it. So Big props to Bill O'Brien, but hey, Penn State is still a
last week
satanic school.
Let's see. I've given you guys a few locks of the week, right? Last week I said take the over in the USC UCLA game. I believe the total was about 54.5 in Vegas. I said take the over. Final score, I believe, was 56 or was it? No, was it 64 or 54? I think it's 64, and the final was 66. So we hit it again. This week,
what do you got this week?
This week, I'm feeling, just looking at the spread, the first game that jumped out at me, I said take Florida State against Florida. I don't know what the spread is yet. I just think Florida State's going to beat Florida in that game. Take them.
Okay.
That's my lock.
That's his lock. That's the house lock. The door is locked. The house is closed. All right.
Cash your tickets.
Now we got to move on. The big story last week. We spent a lot of time talking about it. The Los Angeles Lakers.
We can both say that we were pretty pissed off.
Very upset, but you know what? I use this analogy. It's like after an election, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, no matter who wins, you got to come together as a country and start striving to be the best. Support them, whatever you can do to make it better.
Hey, we're not changing our basketball teams anytime soon, are we? We're going to be Laker fans for life.
We lost the election. We lost out on Phil Jackson. Mike D'Antoni comes. You know, it's time to stop pouting and sulking. It's time to come back stronger than ever. The team looks good right now.
He explained his offense to him a little bit, and all of a sudden the Lakers starting to run up and down the court and
they're
starting
looking
to
good.
Not look like that old team that we were seeing run the Princeton offense.
Yeah.
You know?
Kobe said he didn't even know what that offense was. 4 of the last 5 they've won.
They're
looking good. Like they're just playing street ball, and it looks good. Mr. D12, 28-15 last game against the Rockets. Got the win, 119.
Meta was dropping some threes down, playing some D.
Should we expect that every single game, 119 to 108, those type of numbers?
I think we're definitely going to have to expect those type of numbers, and I think after watching just the Lakers starting to play a little bit this last week, I'm excited. I think that we could be a little bit better than I thought.
It was fun to watch. I'm not worried about the regular season because I think that looks good. I mean, they're running around 7 seconds or less, but doesn't win in the playoffs. And, well, how is Kobe's knees going to be? How's D12's back going to be? How's Nash's leg going to be? Is Powell going to soften up, taking all that running up and down the court? I don't know. Meta looks good, though. Meta got in the weight room. He's trimmed up in the offseason. He's shredded, shooting threes. This is the best Meta's looked as a Laker.
Hey, you get a little bit older. No doubt. Get a little bit older. Take care of yourself a little bit better. You want to keep those paychecks coming in, you know?
Well, he lost a big one back in the day when he was on Indiana. About $5.6 million, I believe, after the Malice in the Palace. All is forgiven, Meta. All is forgiven. Just win some championships. Kobe triple dub, running the floor, running the game, managing, 22, 11, and 11, 18th career triple double.
It's always nice to see Kobe distributing the ball. You know, not having to shoot 30 times for the Lakers to win. Nothing like him having a good overall team kind of a game.
There's a Laker rumor out there that possibly a trade, Pau Gasol for Josh Smith. What do you think? Would you do it?
With this offense, it may not be a bad thing. With Josh Smith running up and down the court, you know, playing defense the way he does.
Does play good D.
A few more alley-oops from Steve Nash will probably be getting thrown.
He can't shoot.
No, he can't shoot, but he can get up and down the court.
Everything else, very athletic. I don't know. It's a tough call. Mitch, Jim Buss, the expert. You know, he's not afraid to make a call. Well, the thing about Jim Buss that bugs me, Mitch is his voice box. Mitch looks miserable every time he gets in front of the media. Doesn't sound like it's his opinion. And Jim just lays low and you know, kind of pulls the trigger on things. So
I'm a big hater of Jim Buss. That's all I'm gonna say.
I need some accountability. If you think Mike D'Antoni is the best coach for this job, you come out and you tell us. Okay, you don't send Mitch out there to be your little voice box or your little puppet. So that's kind of bugging me. Jim Buss. We'll see. We will see. We got the Brooklyn Nets tomorrow night.
Yes, we do.
And I hear there's a little feud between D12 and D Will. You know, the big buzz was D12 going to Brooklyn, teaming up with D Will to.
Probably still a little bit sour that he didn't come out there to Brooklyn to help him ball and try to get some wins.
Dwight Howard on his Facebook on his Twitter. If he doesn't want to be friends because I'm on another team, then so be it. There's no need to smooth things over tomorrow. What do you think about that?
I think we should hammer the Nets.
I like the combination of Kobe to Dwight better than the combination to D Will to Dwight. So I like that.
I can't believe that as a diehard Laker fan your whole life that you like that.
Kobe to Dwight?
Yeah.
I like
something you've been dreaming about for a few years,
yeah,
is it?
I have been.
By the way, did you see that picture of Andrew Bynum circulating this week?
I was just going to get to that.
God.
The person that Dwight replaced, Andrew Bynum, did you see the hair?
Mental case.
He's lost it.
Get him a straitjacket.
We got rid of him in just the right time.
Yeah, I'm happy we got rid of that.
Injured his other knee bowling.
That's what he should be doing when he's recovering
no big
to play
deal.
ball, you know?
That guy is a mess, and that was the best trade we could have ever done. Watching Dwight Howard out there is it's like a new world. We got championship aspirations now. Andrew Bynum is a nutcase. How long do you think Philadelphia is going to last? How long are the Philadelphia fans going to take to that guy?
It's going to be hard to move him after seeing the stuff he's putting up already with the fans, not caring. It's hard for people to pay someone that much money, and you can tell the guy's not giving a full effort, you know?
Guy got his money, and now he's done. Crosstown, Staples Center, share a locker room with them. Lakers, Clippers. Clippers are 8-2.
I said it last week that
6-game winning streak.
Beat San Antonio Spurs tonight. They're playing some ball.
Beat Miami this year. They're playing some ball, and they're going to be in it at the end.
Especially if they can keep Chauncey healthy this year somehow for the whole year. No injury that ends this season, because Chauncey and Chris Paul in the backcourt. That's Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin, I think, is overrated.
DeAndre Jordan is playing some ball too. I think
Blake Griffin's overrated. I put that out there.
He doesn't have a great jumper, but he can do a lot of other things.
He's a lot of flash. I want to see more. He's not a good one-on-one back-to-basket player.
He's not athletic either.
He's very athletic. But top 3 teams in the Western Conference, it's going to be Lakers,
Clippers,
Thunder, Clippers.
Yep, I agree.
They're going to battle, and it's going to be fun to watch.
On the other side of the country, we're going to have Miami.
New York, 7-1.
They'll fall by the wayside.
You don't like it? Brooklyn, 6-2.
Memphis is the team that you got to watch out for.
Memphis is in the Western Conference. They're 8-2. You think they could fight with the Lakers, Clippers, and
They're playing
Thunder?
ball right now. They're playing some good ball right now.
We're leaving out the Spurs. Are they done?
Never count the Spurs out. Popovich will always have them there at the end.
I love Popovich, but they're going to the second round of the playoffs, and they're going to be out.
I agree.
I'm telling you that right now. Brooklyn, 6-2. They're going to make a run in the playoffs.
What do you think?
No. But I like their team okay. Miami's going to be in the finals, and that's how it's going to be because LeBron James is the best player in the NBA.
Is Boston just falling off already or what?
We got Boston, 6-5, looking old. Lost their last game.
Nothing's too exciting in the NBA yet. It's still so early
it's too early to tell.
Say what you want, but teams are just starting to feel each other out.
Milwaukee's surprising people. 6-3. Not too exciting.
NFL, the NBA still got a little ways to go before I start caring too much about it.
All right. Well, was there anything else going on Saturday?
There was a little fight, a little long-awaited comeback of GSP.
GSP, George St. Pierre.
The French-Canadian.
What'd you think?
GSP been away for almost 2 years, something like that, because of a torn ACL and some other problems related to it.
Side note, off with the top, woman of the week, Ariane Celeste, sitting ringside. It's always a treat, looking beautiful.
Looking like she's been working pretty hard.
She's going to grace the covers of Maxim. Everybody go check that out.
GSP versus Carlos Condit.
Talk
It was
to me.
actually a great fight. I mean, not a great fight. It was exciting. GSP started out pretty solid, doing what everybody thought he would do, ground and pound, get on top of him, kind of control the fight. Worked well until the third round when Condit got up, started throwing a little wild, and then caught GSP with a nice left kick to the side of the head. Had a big old hematoma on GSP's head, dropped him.
Scared him a little bit.
Got on top, started pounding him out. It looked like this could be GSP's second loss, or third loss actually. But no, GSP was able to weather the storm, come back, and finish the fight. 5-round decision. Judges were a little bit nice. Some of the judges gave him every round. I did not think he got every round, especially the third when he got dropped like that.
Judges gave him the third round?
Don't ask me how that means.
Corruption.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to say it's not like boxing, but more and more they're starting to have some bad decisions occasionally.
Well, does this sets up a super fight?
I'm telling you right now.
This is Pacquiao Mayweather type numbers.
Former MMA, business owner. I'm telling you right now, GSP does not want to get into the ring with Anderson Silva. He's scared. He doesn't want to get embarrassed.
He will get embarrassed because Spider-Man embarrasses people. GSP doesn't have that type of size.
There's
or athleticism even.
There was a kid on the card. Not a kid, but a man on the card named Johnny Hendricks on the undercard, knocked out a pretty good fighter in Martin Kampmann early in the first round with a monstrous left punch. And this guy is running.
He's the real deal?
He's All-American Oklahoma State wrestler, stud. Is really starting to get his hands together. And if
he next?
He may be next. And if GSP can't get this guy down, he should be very worried about that left hand coming and knocking him out. I'll tell you that right now. I can't wait for that fight.
So who does GSP fight? Does he fight the Spider-Man or does he fight Johnny Hendricks?
Dana White.
Hendricks wants a shot.
Dana White, as of today, on Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff, saying that he's going to make that fight happen.
Which one?
The Silva GSP fight.
Yeah, it's going to be the numbers.
If you listen to GSP and in the after fight interview, he said, "I'm going to take a little vacation. I need to think about. I need to do what's best for me and my career." Which you translated, "I'm scared of Anderson Silva. I have nothing to do with another loss by someone who can punch way too hard for me."
Silva's too big.
My only knock on GSP is he doesn't have heavy hands. You don't see GSP coming in and knocking people out. He's a great wrestler. He's super conditioned, and he's boring. It's pretty much what it is. He's boring. He's a lay and pray. He's not a lay and pray. He's active, but he's not dropping the bombs too much. He got a nice elbow that cut Carlos Condit open, but other than that, he didn't hurt him too much when he was on top of him. So that was a little disappointing. It was a good fight to watch, but I'm excited for.
Silva was sitting ringside.
He
wasn't looking at Ariane. He was checking out the fight. He didn't look too worried.
He was smiling the whole time, knowing that GSP is about to get.
I think GSP should be real careful with the next fight he picks.
There's a reason they have weight classes. I hate to tell you, Anderson Silva would kill GSP, and John Jones would kill Anderson Silva more than likely.
There's also reasons they have pay-per-view, and money conquers all. So Dana White shows GSP a big enough paycheck, they'll get that thing done.
I hope so. They're talking about Dallas Cowboys Stadium trying to sell 90 to 100,000 plus. Get him in there for the fight. The biggest UFC fight in history would be nice.
Everybody's worth a price, right?
Yep.
All right, well, that should be interesting.
We got a Turkey Day coming up this week here.
So we got two
NFL
games, 3 NFL games. Classics always. Detroit, Houston. Who you got?
I'm going to go with Houston. Detroit's just too up and down for me.
Too erratic.
Although after last week's game, I think Houston should be pretty pissed. They're going to come out playing a lot harder than they did against the Jacksonville. I thought they just, the 15.5 point spread may have lulled them into thinking they just had to show up and collect their W, but they had actually put some work in.
RG3 Romo. Dallas, Washington.
Always go against Dallas now.
It's gonna be great. That's gonna be a good game.
And Patriots, Jets. Talk about a murder. That's gonna be bad.
How many are the Patriots gonna put up against the Jets?
Well, I haven't looked at the spread yet. I'm gonna say from just thinking about Vegas and the spread, I'm gonna go with Patriots by 13.5, 14.
Do you think the Patriots are going to let the Jets score? Do you think they're going to let Mark Sanchez get into the end zone? They're going to. Mark Sanchez is not going to do anything against the Patriots. It's going to be a blowout.
If they get more than 10, if they get double-digit points, I'll be surprised.
I'm calling 42-7.
That sounds pretty close.
But the Patriots are out without my boy Gronk
and Hernandez, actually. So both their stud tight ends that they love to go. And Wes Welker was banged up coming in last week. So
Belichick will plug somebody in.
It could be a little closer than we think. You know, the NFL this time of the year is a big injury game. You got what team is more hungry at this point of the year? Because this is the time of the year when it's easy to be like, we don't have to play hard this week. We need to save it up for the end of the season. You know, the NFL, it's a weird game. You know, teams that you don't ever think should win end up winning this time of the year.
All right, well, that's what we got.
Tony Romo actually kept his Tony Romo kept his November streak alive somehow, pulling that out last week against Cleveland. But he's like over 80% in November on his career.
My lock of the week is that New York Jets lose to the Patriots 42-7.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be taking the.
That's my lock.
I don't think I'm going to be taking the Jets in the money line this week.
Good luck, Rex Ryan, Mark Sanchez.
If you do take the Jets in the money line, good luck to you.
Tony Sperano, no name receivers around Mark Sanchez. Sean Green.
I just want to say good luck to all the high school teams that are still in it in the playoffs. I'm going to have a nice little practice at about 9, I think, on Thanksgiving morning.
Garden Grove,
keeping the dream alive, trying to get a ring.
Who do you got this week?
Oh, we're gonna win.
Who do you got?
We got Laguna Beach. They actually have Martinez, who is on their team, the younger brother of the quarterback from Nebraska.
Yeah, I heard
pretty good athlete.
Talented.
He's pretty respected around this area.
My alma mater, Edison, our alma mater, still in it.
Still in it and looking dominant right now. That it's gonna be. Looks like it's gonna be them and Tustin.
Chance.
Dave
White, that ring.
They've never won a ring. They moved down a division, and all of a sudden they're gonna get one. Looks like they can beat Tustin. Tustin's got some athletes, you know.
All right, we'll see what happens. We'll keep everybody up to date on that local high school because there's a lot of talent around here. So
I know there's
good for. I saw Mater Dei beat Mission Viejo.
Mater Dei fans out
right?
there.
No, Mission Viejo
lost to Poly.
Long Beach Poly, and I'd like to see that because Max Redfield decommitted from SC. Lots of talk right there. A lot of hate going on right there. The hating on the decommit.
You think he's still going to go to Oregon after Oregon lost to Stanford, or is he going to decommit again?
He's going to Notre Dame until SC beats him this week.
And then go to Alabama, or what?
Who knows what goes on next? Yeah, so probably has like 3 or 4 more.
Mater Dei, I will say, Mater Dei is looking pretty good. They're playing strong right now.
Yeah, they got that big tight end Duarte.
Yeah, and in 2 weeks, those games will be at Anaheim Stadium. Hopefully, my team will be representing. Hopefully, Edison will be representing.
Hopefully, we will be representing.
Oh, I'm going to
maybe we can be making those games, getting on those sidelines.
I'm hoping in a few weeks I have a nice shiny new ring to come show you guys.
Okay, bring that in. So, off the top, another edition.
Thanksgiving week edition. Like us on Facebook, Off the Top. Don't forget, Off with the Top Woman of the Week, Ariane Celeste. Smoking hot. Check her out in Maxim. And thanks for the support. And
like us on Facebook.
Tell your friends about us.
Having a good time.
Our pleasure being here. Thank you for watching, listening. For Josh House, myself, and Mr. Michael Sperber, we're out.